Well, time now for a look at some of our social media trends for this week. With me in studio, Lebo Tshangela. Lebo, welcome once again. Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, Natasha.
All right, so we've got some interesting stories. Just to name them briefly, we will be looking at the Spur video that went viral. Also, this terrible story of these taxi rapes. We'll get to those in a second. First, let's just take a look at legendary actor Joe Mafela, who passed away over the weekend, and we had his memorial yesterday.
Yes, just out of interest, a few stats. 6,000 tweets have gone out since from Sunday until Thursday, and we saw a peak on Sunday morning. And just to get the sentiments from Twitter, people are very shocked and very saddened by his passing.
Yeah.
You know, they are like calling him an icon, celebrating his life. They are saying that generations will never be the same without him. But some are also saying that he was never appreciated while he was still alive. And some people are also going down memory lane. I remember I was in primary school, the days of when he was Doom or in his goodies nice.
Yeah. I mean, I also remember him from TV, and it's sad to hear that people say he wasn't appreciated while he was alive. I mean, such a brilliant talent. All right, let's also take a look at human rights today. What were the sentiments that were coming across on social media? Like
every year, what people say is that the 21st of March, they always tell government that the 21st of March belongs to the PAC and it belongs to Robert Sobukwe. And also there's always this debate that, you know what, stop calling it human rights, it is Sharpeville Day. And one person said that trying to erase Robert Sobukwe from the history books is an example of when the oppressed start oppressing themselves. And also even Ntsiki Amazwai on Twitter said that, you know what, the legacy of Robert Sobukwe must be, you know what, recognized. And also there was a bit of confusion, why are we honoring Steve Biko when we're actually supposed to be honoring, you know, Robert Sobukwe? So a lot of people were not very happy about that.
All right, and I suppose a story that perhaps goes hand in hand with Human Rights Day is that awful video of that man threatening that woman in Spur with such not only racial overtones, but also overtones of men abusing women. And what we see in this country is just this escalation of violence against women and children, and that was a typical example of a crisis, an epidemic that we see in this country. And a lot of people on social media just reacting in a purely hateful way, if I can use that strong word, of what that video portrayed.
Well, some people are saying the man is wrong. Some people are saying the woman is wrong. Some people are saying both of them are wrong. But especially a lot of condemnation went to the man. They're calling him a racist. They're calling him an abuser, a bully. They are saying that he's a representation of the men in this country. And they are also saying that, you know what, it is the lady's fault because it was her child that actually beat up, you know, that man's child. But we see that also it brought up the whole issue of racism, you know, on social media, where Zolile Polega says, black brothers and sisters, racism is inevitable in your lifetime. Just deal with it. And remember, blacks can never be racist. So we see now, you know what, the whole racism coming up, and people saying that, you know what, white people will never change, and those were some of the sentiments. And also some people also worry that they did this in the presence of children. You know, what example are they setting?
Exactly.
That's why they're very split. They're saying that both of them are wrong.
Yeah, very interesting sentiments coming out, the people's reaction from that video. And then something again along the lines of violence against women, this terrible story of rapes that are happening in taxis.
The sentiments from Twitter, people are very, very, very angry. People are scathing, you know, on Twitter. All they're just pouring out is this condemnation. And they're also pointing out fingers of men in South Africa. You know, they're saying that men in South Africa have no conscience. People are just angry about this issue. And Fiki Swakubeka says, this week SMA just keep on shaming us. I'm ashamed to be a part of a society which does not respect women. Women are saying now they are fearing for their lives. They're saying that one even said, my blood is boiling because taxis are like an affordable form of transport. What is going to happen to them now?
And it also, I suppose, brings up the question of, are women able to go to the police, or police equipped to handle these type of cases? So it unearths a whole issue of, or a whole another sphere of issues in a story like this.
They are actually blaming the police because they're saying police do not care. They're also pointing fingers at Santaco, and they say Santaco is protecting the drivers. So they do not feel like they've got some form of refuge from the police, that, you know what, I'm just going to go out there, I need to go to work at 4 a.m. at 3 a.m. I'm not going to be protected. So the lives of women are just like being cheapened.
Lebo, thanks so much. We'll have to leave it there. Lebo Tshangela with us, digital news producer, going through some of our social media topics for this week.